Okay, I've wanted to make a video on this weapon for a while because this is one of the most unique heavy melees in the game, and overall, this weapon is just good. So with that out of the way, let's go on with what we usually start with a video like this: how to get the weapon. The Halberd is a rare drop from the Eggy enemy at Egg Roost Island with a 4.04% drop chance. It's a heavy type melee with no unique gimmick whatsoever, sadly. Now onto the stats. This weapon is a metal type weapon that has a base damage of 36, has a base range of 10, has a base swing speed of negative 40%, has 10% less end lag, has 50% piercing, and a very unique stat of negative 50% less heavy cooldown. Wow. This weapon doesn't look too much from the outside, but once you use it, you'll realize how different it is compared to the heavy melees. But before we get to that, I have to say something. Some stuff you'll realize is that heavy melees are just really slow without any skills or accessories or armor, which isn't much of a surprise since, they are heavy weapons after all. But weapons like the Imperial Mauler Slimehammer really flip this comp set right onto its head, since they are both heavy weapons that swing pretty fast. Why is this though, you might ask? Since both these weapons have a negative 35% swing speed, and Buster Sword and Rot have 40% and 45% less swing speed, and 5 to 10% isn't much of a difference. Well, the reason why it's like this is because it really chalks down to its animations. Some animations in the game actually determine the swing speed more than you think due to their stiffness. If you saw my Does Rapier Need a Buff video I made a couple months ago, I talked about how the 20% swing speed doesn't really matter because of the stiffness of the Rapier M1 animation is as fast, if not a little slower, than the old sword. This applies to some of the weapons in the game, and this includes the Buster Sword and Rot animations. Especially the Rot animations. Seriously, is negative 1 million end lag a hidden stat on this weapon, or is it the animations? The world may know, but let's just move on. So why did I bring this up? Well, Halberd is one of those heavy melees that swing pretty fast. To show this, I'll put footage of Halberd and Buster Sword side by side, and as you can see here, the Halberd swings a tad faster. Animation bullshit. Anyways, enough with all that mumbo jumbo. Let's get into some builds I usually use with this weapon. For a crit build, I use all of this, and before you ask, I'm using Pirate Hat over Prism Crown because it gives crit. And the build I use for Insignia Gem is this. It's actually really good since Titan Brace is like 10 times better than Night Talisman, but not much different from the average Insignia Gem build. So now let's test this on some classic endgame bosses. I'll let the footage play it out for a while, but the Halberd's damage and the M1 strength is really good on the skeleton. It also deals with the minions pretty well. Old Fart dies pretty fast. Need I say more? So I'll just let the footage play out. So yeah, in conclusion, this weapon is pretty good. I will give this weapon a good thumbs up and a half, and oh, the video's on right now. Bye!